Hey, First Church family. Pastor David here with some really exciting news about our life together. We are ready to resume in-person worship the first weekend in February. The schedule's going to be this. Saturday, February the 6th, we will have our downtown worship service at 6 o'clock, a more traditional, casual type of service at our downtown campus. And then at 7 o'clock at our Crossfire campus will be our God's Country service. On Sunday morning, February the 7th, at 9:45, our Crossfire service will be here at our Crossfire campus, and then our traditional service will be held at our downtown campus at 11:15. Now you will be receiving a letter from me with all of these details. I have a copy of it here on my laptop, so if you see me reference it once in a while, I want to make sure that I get the details that's in that letter to you through this video. You might be wondering, okay, resuming in-person worship, what does that mean for youth ministry, our fusion ministry? What does that mean for children's ministry? What does that mean for our growth groups that are going to be starting when Lent rolls around? Well, to answer all of those questions, you can check out our website, butlerfumc.com, or you can check out the Fusion social media pages, or you can check out First Church family pages for children's ministry information. So some of you might be asking yourself right now, why? Why do we reopen now? I can imagine that some of you hearing my voice right now are leaping for joy and saying, it's about time. And I can imagine others of you hearing my voice are still pretty anxious and saying, wait a minute, it's still too soon. I can tell you, friends, that almost every day I have conversations with people from our church family that represent both of those opinions. We've got folks at First Church that are really passionate about protecting themselves and the ones that they love from possible exposure to this virus, and so they would rather us not be back in person right now. And then we've got a whole bunch of other folk that really need in-person worship for their own emotional and spiritual health with all of the proper safety protocols in place, and they feel like it's time for us to be back together in worship. I'm so thankful for Carmen Bianco, who is behind the camera right now, recording this video, and the media team at First Church for giving us the opportunity to be online for worship. I'm so thankful that that opportunity is available. But I can tell you that from my chair, online worship is a good thing, but it's not ever going to replace in-person worship for First Church. So what do we do when we've got people on both sides of the issues and feel so passionately about the way they feel about this issue? What should we do? Well, I think that's why the administrative board has wrestled hard with this and agonized over this decision and has come to the place of saying we are going to continue to offer worship both online and in person with all of the proper safety protocols in place. Now, please, don't feel guilty if you feel like it's not time yet for you to be in person for worship. That's okay if you feel that way. I want you to understand that your brothers and sisters, your First Church family is going to be here for you to worship with you whenever you are ready, be that online or be that in person. So let's talk for just a minute or two about the safety protocols that I mentioned just a few minutes ago. The safety protocols that are in place and the safety protocols that we're going to ask you to observe. So first of all, here's what you can expect from First Church when it comes to safety protocols. First of all, you can expect that all of our buildings, especially the children's space and the worship space, are going to be regularly and consistently and deeply cleaned and sanitized. You can expect that from First Church. You can expect continual tracking protocols to be in place so that in case someone does test positive with the virus, we're going to be able to let folks that might have been around that person in worship know. Now, I want you to remember that this tracking information is our information. It is not turned in to anybody else. It is ours. We use it just for the purpose that I've outlined, and after 2 weeks, those lists are destroyed. You can expect tracking procedures from First Church. You can expect First Church to hold everyone accountable for wearing face coverings and for social distancing when we are together for in-person worship. And you can expect that all of that is going to be done in a deep spirit of love and compassion and peace. You can expect that from First Church. Now, what does First Church expect of you and me? First Church expects that each of us will help all of us to be safe by wearing face coverings. Masks or shields need to be worn the entire time that you are in this building, especially when you are around other people. If you arrive at one of our buildings for in-person worship and do not have a mask or a shield, you will be given a mask. And again, you'll be expected to wear that throughout the entire time that you are in this building. Now, I want to be clear. There are some folk in our church family that cannot wear those masks because of medical conditions. Face shields may be a better option. If you can't wear them at all, we understand. But our deep prayer and hope is that all of us will do the best we can to keep each other safe by wearing a face covering of some kind. First Church expects that of us. First Church expects of each of us that we will keep each other safe by social distancing. So the entire time that you are in one of our buildings, you're going to need to stay with the group that you came with your family group, and you need to be at least 6 feet in distance from either another person or another family group. First Church expects that of you and me. First Church, I think, expects of you and me to help us get through this whole pandemic by being patient and by being understanding. I mean, let's face it, friends, these protocols that I've been talking about, face coverings and social distancing, no one wants to do that. We don't like face coverings. We don't like not being able to go up and give our brothers and sisters a hug, but it's what we have to do right now. These things are necessary if we want to be in person for anything in our life together. Remember, it's only a short time over a long life. And I think First Church asks you and me to be aware that leadership is making hard decisions. They are struggling with this. They are wrestling with it day by day by day. I can't say enough about the quality and the dedication and the passion of First Church's administrative board and the way they are leading right now, but it's hard. And sometimes they have to make decisions in a moment's notice. So please be patient and please be understanding. First Church expects that of you and me. So finally, hear me say thank you. Thank you for your patient compliance with all of our safety protocols. Thank you for wearing your mask or your shield, even when it's not what we want to do, but it's what we have to do. Thank you for continuing to observe social distancing. Thank you for your prayers and your understanding with staff and leadership as we wrestle with making hard decisions and try to figure out what does ministry mean in this ongoing COVID world. Thanks for the amazing ways that you continue to give and support the ministry of First Church as we continue to do ministry right here at home, right here in our United States of America, and literally around the world. Even now, a team of First Church folks is preparing to go to Honduras. So missions and outreach continues even in the midst of pandemic. Thank you for your willingness to keep on supporting that. Friends, I believe that better days and brighter days are just around the corner. And I want to heed the words of Isaiah for me and the words of Isaiah for you and for our church family. Here's what Isaiah says. The Lord says, forget what happened before and do not think about the past. Look at the new thing I am going to do. It's already happening. Do you see it? I pray those words for me. I pray those words for you right where you are. And I pray those words for this great church family that I get to be part of, First Church in Butler. I pray those things for us as we boldly step into God's future. And as always, friends, remember, keep looking